Hello and welcome in this video of Korean War. This is the video for class 12 students of History ICSE board. So Korean War is an important topic for History class 12 students. So let's understand about this topic in detail. Hello and welcome in this video of Korean War. So the Korean War was an important and landmark event during the time of the Cold War. So as everybody know, in the video of the Cold War, I have explained that the Cold War means a kind of an indirect war. It means a kind of intense competition maintained and perpetuated by America and ex-Soviet Union after the Second World War. So the Cold War was a term which was coined by Bernard Baruch and it was popularized by Walter Lippmann. Cold War means a kind of intense competition. It was neither war nor peace, but a state of uneasy peace and intense competition between two superpowers. The Cold War can also be defined as a kind of an ideological war, ideological indirect war, in which the United States of America was trying to impose its its communist ideology over the Europe, and ex-Soviet Union was trying to impose its communist ideology over Europe. So the Korean War actually started on 25th June 1950 and it ended over the 27th of July in 1953. So let's discuss about the Korean War in detail. So at the very beginning till 1392, the Korea was ruled by Joseon dynasty. The Joseon dynasty was ruling over Korean peninsula till 1392. After 1910 till 1945, Korea was ruled by Japan. In 1945, Japan had to surrender and the Second World War ended. The Second World War ended with the surrender of Japan. As everybody knows that in the Second World War, on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 2 atom bombs were dropped, and that is how the Japan had to surrender. So after the surrender of Japan, Korea was divided into two parts. After the end of the Second World War, the forces of the two countries, Soviet Russia and America, entered into Korea and divided Korea into two parts. The North Korea was ruled by USSR and the South Korea was ruled by United States of America, and it was captured after the Second World War. So the ideology, on the basis of the ideology, the North Korea was divided, the Korea was divided between the North Korea and the South Korea. The North Korea adopted the socialist ideology and the South Korea adopted the capitalist ideology. So the socialism and capitalism was established over the North Korea and South Korea respectively. Now I hope it is clear for everyone. So it is a picture of the whole South Korea and the North Korea. The capital of the North Korea is Pyongyang and the capital of South Korea is Seoul. And this is the 38th parallel line. Both America and Soviet Russia decided to follow the 38th parallel line as a boundary between the North Korea and the South Korea. So after Second World War, Japan surrendered in the North Korea in front of the Soviet Russia, and in South Korea, Japan surrendered in front of America. And this is the way how the two countries of Soviet Russia and America decided the future of North Korea and South Korea. In 1945, United Nations decided to hold an election in the whole of Korea. America decided to follow an election it decided to follow the guidelines of United Nations, and an election happened in August 1948 in which Syngman Rhee was elected as the first president of South Korea. He continued to rule from the 1948 to 1960. He was a Western educated person. He believed in the democratic principles and he was against the socialist and the communist ideology. So Syngman Rhee was elected, he was popularly elected as the first president of South Korea. He was very close to America and he believed in the American socialist system. But on the other side, North Korea began to be called as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. It followed the socialist ideology in which everything was under the state controlled, the economy, the defense, everything went under the hand of Kim Il-sung. So Kim Il-sung became the first president and first dictator also of the North Korea. Election did not happen and Soviet Russia enthroned Kim Il-sung as the first president. So on one side, Syngman Rhee became the first president of South Korea. In North Korea, Kim Il-sung became the first president or dictator of the North Korea. So this is the picture of Kim Il-sung. Kim Il-sung is the grandfather of the present dictator of North Korea, Kim Jong-un. So the Kim Jong-un is the present dictator of North Korea. So Kim Il-sung is the grandfather of Kim Jong-un. In North Korea, there is strict monarchical form of government. The strict autocracy is existing in the North Korea. In the North Korea, nobody has the freedom of speech. Nobody can criticize the activities of the government. So there is state-controlled economy over the North Korea. The people don't have any kind of freedom. Even the people live in a prescribed life in the North Korea. Nobody has a right to go in the another country, in the foreign country. Even very few person have the right to keep the passport. So the life is very difficult in a dictatorship of North Korea. So the boundary between the two countries began to be called as a demilitarized zone. At the earlier time, both America and Soviet Union decided that the 38 parallel line would work as a boundary between the North Korea and the South Korea. So this is the 38 parallel line. It worked as a boundary between the North Korea and the South Korea. So the North Korea became militarily strong. As the North Korea is under dictatorship, it decided to focus more on the military, but on the other side, the South Korea also progressed, but it mainly focused on the economy, on the economic progress and economic prosperity. And because of this, the South Korea paid little attention over the military and defense. So the South Korea became militarily weak and the North Korea became militarily strong. So on 25th June 1950, North Korea, as it was under the dictatorship of Kim Il-sung, it decided to wage a war on the South Korea. So on 25th June 1950, the North Korean soldiers decided to do an aggression. The North Korean forces crossed the demilitarized zone and attacked the South Korea. So the North Korean forces went ahead very rapidly, and within 3 days, the North Korean forces were able to push back the soldiers of the South Korea, and they had full control over the South Korea. So South Korea asked America to come for an aid and help. So as the South Korea was entirely defeated, it asked United States of America to come and help. So during that time, President Harry Truman was the president of America, and he decided to liberate the South Korea from the control of the North Korea. He decided to liberate the South Korea. So Harry Truman appointed Douglas MacArthur. So this is the picture of Harry Truman. Harry Truman is mainly famous for his principles. It is called the Truman Doctrine. So Truman Doctrine and the Marshall Plan were important policies started by Harry Truman to stop the onward march of communism of Soviet Union. To stop the march of Soviet Union in Europe, Harry Truman introduced Truman Doctrine and the Marshall Plan. So the objective of these two policies was to stop Soviet Union from the spread of communism in Europe. So Harry Truman appointed Douglas MacArthur to save the South Korea. Douglas MacArthur was a very celebrated figure in America. His role was praiseworthy during the time of the Second World War. So it was Douglas MacArthur who played a very leading role in the Second World War. He was a pioneer figure in surrender of Japan in the Second World War. So Douglas MacArthur was the chief of the army staff, and he was a very influential person. He was a key person behind the surrender of Japan in the Second World War before America. So he was mainly appointed to liberate the South Korea. So with the arrival of America in the war, the Battle of Incheon started. That in the decisive battle, so this decisive battle was began to be called as the Battle of Incheon in 1950. So this battle resulted in the recapture of South Korean capital Seoul 2 weeks later. So what General MacArthur did? General MacArthur first of all liberated the South Korea from North Korea, and it decided to enter into the territory of the North Korea. It crossed, General MacArthur crossed the 38th parallel line and entered into the territory of the North Korea. But Harry Truman said MacArthur not to enter into the North Korean forces, into the North Korean territory, otherwise the Chinese forces has the chances to intervene. So the same thing happened. China also attacked the US forces, and in this situation the US forces began to be weaker, and in the initial stages the US forces faced some defeat in the hand of the Chinese forces. So in this situation an armistice or a ceasefire started between the North Korea and the South Korean forces on July 27, 1953. In this agreement, the ceasefire was established between the demilitarized zone. So according to the demilitarized zone, that is the 38th parallel line, began to work as a boundary between the North Korea and the South Korea. Both North Korea and the South Korean forces decided to go behind 2 kilometers of the 38th parallel line. That means 2 kilometers north and south of the 38th parallel line there would be no army. It means that the 38th parallel line began to be called as a demilitarized zone. So 2 kilometers north and south of the 38th parallel line there would be no soldier. So it began to be treated as a boundary between the North Korea and the South Korea. But with the passage of time, the boundary between the North Korea and the South Korea changed, and this began to be this is the present boundary between the North Korea and the South Korea. Now this is the Yalu River. It is also said that General MacArthur arrived Yalu River at the time of the Battle of Aichon. So this is now, in the present time, this is the boundary between the North Korea and the South Korea. Now the North Korea was under the dictator Kim Il-sung, so he established a collective form or developed heavy industries, built up country's military power. On the other side, the South Korea prospered and it followed a democratic principles in which election began to be held at the specified interval after 5 years. So the North Korea followed the socialist ideology and the South Korea followed the capitalist ideology. The democratic principles were there in the in the South Korea, and the socialist principles were established over the North Korea. So this is the main two difference between the two. So he is the Kim Jong-un is the present dictator of North Korea, and Moon Jae-in is the present president of South Korea. In South Korea there is democracy, in North Korea there is autocracy. Now let's understand about the difference between North Korea and South Korea in detail. So as I have recently said that the North Korea is a non-democratic country, autocracy, monarchical form of government is there in the North Korea, and in the South Korea it is a democratic country. The freedom of the people is ensured in the North Korea. Now in the South Korea there is no freedom of speech or expression. Nobody can go out of the North Korea. Even the people of North Korea don't have their own passport. They don't have the freedom of speech and the freedom of expression. They can't criticize the government. Even the people in the North Korea live a prescribed life. Kim Jong-un is the god of North Korea. Kim Jong-un is worshipped in the North Korea. But in South Korea, all democratic freedoms are there. The people of the North Korea can travel in any place. They have the right to criticize the policies of the government. Now, no elections in the North Korea, election don't happen. Kim Jong-un is the ultimate dictator of North Korea. No election happens, and he is the future of the North Korea. But in the South Korea, the popular election happens at the regular interval. The change of the government is the regular feature of the South Korea. Now in the North Korea there is state controlled economy. All the economic activities are controlled and guided by the North Korean autocratic rule. But in the South Korea, the market economy, everything is decided by the market. Nothing is in the control of the hand. It is in the control of the president. So thank you. I hope that everything is clear in the Korea. The North Korea and the South Korea situation is clear for everyone. Thank you for being with me and watching the video. Thank you.